They come from all across the world. 100 challengers, 4 stages, 1 goal, to become the next champion. This is Ninja Warrior of Halo! Tournament 16 will go down in history as the most successful Ninja Warrior of Halo tournament ever, as we witnessed a record number of Stage 1 clears, a record number of Stage 2 clears, more clears in a single tournament than ever before on the Cliffhanger, more attempts in a single tournament than ever before on the Mongoose Slider, and of course, it culminated in the crowning of our second Grand Champion. But for all the success that we saw, Tournament 16 would also go down in history for the heartbreaking goodbyes, as we saw several top competitors make their final appearance on the course, including 3 of the all-time greats. All-Stars, XxAlfaPumaxX, Drago is Sick, and the first Grand Champion, Re95, took to the course one last time before they retired. It was the end of an era for the All-Stars. But whilst Tournament 16 may have been goodbye to the old, Tournament 17 will usher in the new. Not just with a brand new course, but also brand new All-Stars, hoping to take up the mantle of responsibility of being the best of the best. Will they have what it takes to succeed, or will they be defeated at the first hurdle by the next generation of competitor? Hello guys, I'm T17 and welcome back to Ninja Warrior of Halo. So far, 75 challengers have taken on the brand new first stage, and it has been absolutely brutal. It has ripped our competitors apart one by one and taken out anyone who has dared to attempt it. The success from the last tournament is a distant memory. Of the 22 competitors that beat Stage 1 in the last tournament, 12 returned for this tournament and 2 have already taken on the course. 1 failed early, but the other, Lethal Lizard, managed to make history as he beat all of the obstacles and booked his place as the first ever competitor to make it to Stage 2 on the Xbox One, and is so far the only man through to Stage 2. The other 10 heroes from the last tournament are amongst the final 25 taking on the course today. Do any of them have what it takes to make it to the finish line on time? Or will Lethal Lizard be alone on Stage 2? The first competitor though to take on the course is neither a promising newcomer or an established star. This is T17 Grizzlys, making his debut on the course, and he's a bit of a scrub, to be honest. He's king of the scrubs, to be quite frank. Similar to Pandas or Murdoch Man, who we've just seen before him. In fact, he's so much of a scrub, he doesn't even deserve to be associated with them. He's in his own group, a group of 1. He's such a scrub, we're not even going to play the music for him. He did pretty well on the trials course, but this is the real thing, and he's probably going to flop off of it. He's probably going to fail. And yep, there he goes. He manages to disappoint and fails to disappoint at the exact same time. But that means we can move on to our first real competitor, and this man most certainly has experience on his side. The next competitor to take on the course is iGame types, or as he's become more commonly known on the Xbox One, Filthy Phil. Phil has been competing since the first Halo Reach tournament back in Tournament 2 and has competed in every tournament since Tournament 4. Phil has today reached a landmark moment because following the retirements of All-Stars XxAlfaPumaxX, Drago is Sick and Re95, Phil has now become the most experienced competitor ever on this course, the Shingo Yamamoto of this course. Nobody has competed more times than Phil, and nobody is more experienced. And as a result of that, he has been promoted to the rank of All-Star. One thing that Phil will be looking to improve on is his consistency. He failed the Halo 4 Stage 1 3 times, all of them on the last obstacle. From tournaments 12 to 14, but in the last 2 tournaments he did manage to turn things around, making it to the 3rd stage both times and producing his personal bests on both occasions. First making it to the cliffhanger, and then in the last tournament defeating the cliffhanger before going out on the jumping bars. So, with 2 personal bests in his last 2 appearances, will Phil continue to perform on this brand new course? And will he put on a performance worthy of an all-star? iGame types Phil, the first competitor in Ninja Warrior of Halo history to make 15 appearances. Let's see how Phil is gonna do on this brand new Stage 1. He's seen plenty of courses and plenty of obstacles in his time, but it's nothing like this. 110 seconds for 9 obstacles, and he's heading down the rope slider nicely. Heading for the ball drop. He did fail the classic rolling ball once before in the past, but that was a long time ago. And he has absolutely no trouble with the ball drop, and he's the first competitor since Lethal Lizard to beat the ball drop. Heading for the pole maze and quickly up that as well. Moving nicely through and heading on to the jumping spider with Alpha Puma watching on in the background. Now going for the jumping spider, and he gets it nicely. He shouldn't have any problems with this. He's done the jump hang and spider walk many times in the past, and he takes a shortcut to get off the jumping spider. That was very impressive. No one else has done that so far. Now he's heading for the Great Wall. What's he doing? He's doing an interesting technique. He's spring jumping up the Great Wall. That makes me not very confident at his walk-wall technique. But now he's heading for the flying chute. This caused a few problems in the last episode. Phil's going down it pretty fast. Oh, he gets a save jump, but no, it's not enough. Phil is out on the flying chute. Our brand new all-star is beaten on the second to last obstacle. He went down the chute a little too fast, and although he got a save jump, it wasn't enough. And Phil becomes the first all-star since Tournament 8 to fail Stage 1 by falling in the water. Well, now we can move on to our next competitor, and this guy was one of the heroes from the last tournament. This is Alpha Puma, making his 3rd appearance, and what a roller coaster of a ride he's had in his first 2 appearances. First, he failed the rolling ball on his debut, but then in the last tournament he produced the greatest of comebacks, making it all the way to the last obstacle of Stage 3. He's hoping to continue to perform on this brand new course. And he's heading now for the ball drop. Puma, obviously well renowned for being the king of save jumps. Some say he invented save jumps. But will he be able to perform on this course? He's through the pole maze nicely. He was feeling a little nervous about this new course, but was confident he could get through it. Now he's heading for the jumping spider. Takes his time a little bit, hits the trampoline nicely in the middle, goes for a save jump. No, Puma! Oh my goodness, Puma is out on the jumping spider. Oh my goodness, let's take a look at that again. He took his time and it looked like he got a good jump, but it was too good of a jump, and he made a desperate dive with a save jump. He actually managed to land on the window, which would have got him disqualified anyway. But Puma is out on the jumping spider. Well, from one veteran to another. Next up is a man who went even further than Puma did in the last tournament. This is Sane the Legend, back for his 7th appearance, and this guy most definitely has form on his side. He became only the 4th competitor in Ninja Warrior of Halo history to make it to the last obstacle of Stage 3 2 tournaments in a row. He, of course, finished in 1st place in Tournament 15. That came out of nowhere to finish in 1st place in Tournament 15, even beating out the likes of Smokey. Rather ironically, he actually got even further in the last tournament, getting to the last jump, but of course he had to settle tied for 2nd place in that tournament, behind Smokey Massacre. Now Sane is back once again, hoping to make it 3 tournaments in a row making it to stage 2 and stage 3. Now he's heading for the jumping spider, which we've just seen has taken out Puma. He now goes for it, hits the trampoline nicely, gets a routine save jump. No, Sane! Oh my goodness, Sane is out on the jumping spider as well. Oh, that looked like it came out of nowhere. He looked like he had it in the bag. He looked like he was just doing a routine save jump just to be sure. Oh, but maybe on that replay, he was worried that he was going to overshoot it. Let's take a look at it from this angle. Yeah, maybe he thought he was going to overjump it, so he did the save jump, but it wasn't enough to save him. And that means both of our stage 3 competitors in the last tournament have gone out on the jumping spider. And in fact, actually, that's now 3 competitors in a row who all got past the cliffhanger in the last tournament that have gone out on stage 1. What hope is there then for Erowrath? This is Erowrath, making his second appearance on the course. He got to the reverse fly in the last tournament. I believe he produced the 4th best newcomer performance in the last tournament. And he's done pretty well on Smokey's course. He's been to stage 3 once before on that course. So let's see how Erowrath will do on his second appearance on this course. Oh, that was close there. That was very close, but he manages to save it, didn't touch the track. Heading now up the pole maze and having no trouble. Our competitors, as we've gone through the tournament, seem to be getting a much better grip with that pole maze now. Oh, but he's lagging. He's starting to lag. This could cause him real problems for the jumping spider. He's all over the place, but he manages to land it. Nice work. But this lag is really slowing him down. This is going to cause him major problems with his time. He's used up half his time already, and he's still lagging like crazy as he makes his way through the checkerboard and now is heading for the Great Wall. Oh, that lag is really holding him back. Can't get up it on the first attempt. What about the second attempt? Yes, he can get it with 35 seconds left on the clock. He could have enough time here. But can he do the flying chute? It just took out Phil. He's going down it really fast. Oh, but he manages to get it. Nice work. 23 seconds. Is that enough time? I think it is. As he goes for the Tarzan jump. Heads down the man cannon. Oh, gets a bit of lag. No, Erowrath! Oh my goodness, Erowrath! Oh, that is absolutely heartbreaking. His lag is his downfall. It was kicking in as early as the jumping spider, and it was causing him real problems, but he continued to push on. Forced him to take 2 attempts at the Great Wall, and it did look like it had calmed down as he went down the flying chute, and it looked like he was back on track. But it was just one tiny little pullback of lag, and it meant he fell well short of the landing platform. That is absolutely heartbreaking for Erowrath to come so close but fail still. Even the last obstacle you cannot take for granted. This course is an absolute brute. 22 competitors beat stage 1 in the last tournament, but with just 20 left to go and only one man through, we have already guaranteed we're going to be getting less clears in this tournament than in the last. And in fact, things got even worse following our next 2 competitors, both of them newcomers. First was Joker's 485. He was having real trouble with the Great Wall, and it effectively ended his run. He did get past it, but ran out of time before he could even attempt the flying chute. And even though he did eventually attempt it, he still failed it anyway, so it was a double fail for Jokers. Then we had Z-Master. This guy has done pretty well on Smokey's course on the MCC, and he was looking good on this course. But sadly, once again, it was the flying chute that undone him. Couldn't speak then, that was brilliant. Now, 18 competitors left. Next up is another newcomer. This is weaponmatt. weaponmatt is becoming a pretty well-known competitor in Halo jumping. He's made it to the second stage several times on Smokey's course on the MCC, and in fact in the final MCC tournament he made it to the final stage alongside my good self. So this guy definitely has some skill, but can he use all that skill to put on a good performance on this course? Took his time a little bit there to get the ball drop going, but he is looking good. And now heading for the pole maze. Oh, good technique there. Didn't go just charging into it. Got just enough speed on it to land on the pole and then jumped into the head slide. Now heading for the jumping spider, not taking a breath, he's going right for it and makes it, unlike Puma and Sane. And he's moving very quickly at the minute. On to the checkerboard. Runs straight through that like it isn't even there. Now heading for the Great Wall. Can't get up it on the first attempt though, but he has got a little bit of time to spare. Oh, but he doesn't want to take too long here. The time isn't going to last forever. Come on, weaponmatt, we believe in you! And he gets up it on the third attempt. 35 seconds left. That's about the same time as Erowrath had. Now for the flying chute. Is he going to be undid, or is he going to be undone? He's going to be neither. He lands it, he gets the save jump, and he gets out the other side, and he has around about the same time that Erowrath had. So let's see if he can make it. Going down the man cannon nicely, and lands it, and just one climb to the top on the rope ladder, and he's climbing up it very well. The klaxon sounds, but it's not going to stop weaponmatt. weaponmatt completes stage 1 with 5.1 seconds left. And yeah, that would have meant Erowrath would have made it, so that's, you know, even worse for Erowrath. But weaponmatt, fantastic performance from him. He was careful on the pole maze, but then went super fast on the jumping spider. This was clearly a man who had done his homework, done his training, and although the Great Wall did hold him back slightly, he still had enough time to make it to the finish line. And it means for the 11th tournament in a row, we will have a newcomer moving on to stage 2. Now we can move on to our next competitor who will be hoping to join weaponmatt in stage 2. This is Gotanks, or Mr. Gotanks to his friends. This guy produced a personal best in the last tournament by getting to the cliffhanger, although actually he didn't do particularly well in comparison to most other competitors on stage 3 in the last tournament. That was how good our competitors did in the last tournament, but he still got a personal best by making it to the cliffhanger, and he wants to go even further in this tournament. But he knows that this course cannot be taken for granted. He's good friends, good bum chums with Smokey Massacre, and has done plenty of training with Smokey. He's quickly up the pole maze and heading for the jumping spider. This was an obstacle he was worried about. Let's see if he can get through it. Just positioning himself just rightly. Hit the trampoline nicely. No, Gotanks! Oh, he was worried about it, and he was right to be worried about it. Let's take a look at it. It was a good jump, but like Puma and Sane, it was too good of a jump actually, and he overshot the pole. And it meant he didn't go for a save jump, and it meant he wiped out. You see the crowd there. Fireball just decided to walk off the edge just before Gotanks failed. And Smokey Massacre is gutted for his friend. He's so gutted he's running away. Don't run away, Smokey. You still got to do a run. Oh, no, he's going to comfort Gotanks. Okay, yep, false alarm. Sorry. But our next competitor, let's see how he can do. This man is making what feels like his 50th comeback on this course. This is SleepySlayer 5, who's been competing since Tournament 7, but because he misses so many tournaments, this is only his 6th appearance on the course. It's his first appearance since Tournament 14, when he made it to the second stage for the first time ever. Obviously, that was his personal best, and he's hoping to make it back to the second stage, but sadly, he's probably picked the wrong tournament to be making his comeback. He probably wishes he'd competed in the last tournament, but he's here now and he's ready to give this new course a good crack. He just has enough to get into the pole maze, And now moving on to the Jumping Spider, which has just taken out Gotenks. This Jumping Spider has proven to be absolutely merciless. Sleepy's not as experienced as some of the other competitors, but he does land it. And we're going to fast forward on to the Flying Chute. He's up the Great Wall, and he's got 33 seconds left on the clock. Oh no, he's going way too fast down it. Oh, that's terrible. Oh, that's rubbish. That is definitely not how to do the Flying Chute. And now we can move on to our next competitor. The next man up is MasterNoremac, back today for his 4th appearance on the course, and he's been competing since Tournament 14, and so far his record on this course is pretty impressive, establishing himself as one of the new rising stars on this course. He's beaten Stage 1 in all 3 of his previous attempts and made it to the 3rd stage in both of his last 2 appearances. And in the last tournament, he came within millimeters of joining Smokey Massacre on the final stage, but just fell short. Noremac has become established for some of his unique techniques he has on certain obstacles, such as the jump hang and spider walk, and he's hoping to put on a good show on this brand new course. But he admits he is nervous about keeping up his 100% record on Stage 1, and he's probably feeling a little more nervous after seeing his brother, Lethal Lizard, complete Stage 1. So the question is, will Noremac have what it takes to join his brother on Stage 2, or will this be where his record comes to an end? MasterNoremac, back for his 4th appearance, probably, most definitely, arguably, the rising star on this course over the last 3 tournaments. Finished tied for 2nd place in the last tournament with his best performance so far. He's always caught my eye right from his debut when he Bumpei Shiratori'd the jump hang. He's continued to do that. Just missed out on making it to Stage 3 on his debut in Tournament 14, but then made it to the cliffhanger in Tournament 15. But then, like I say, really caught my eye in the last tournament when he got all the way to the last obstacle of Stage 3. This is clearly a man who is taking this course seriously. And he has his own unique ways of doing each obstacle, as we've seen in the past. Will we see any unique techniques on this course? Well, one thing we're going to definitely see is he's going to have to jump on a trampoline for the first time ever. You can't Bumpei this jumping spider. Is he good enough to hit a trampoline while jumping? Yes, he is! That was pretty good, to be honest. I don't know why he doesn't jump more often on trampolines. Maybe he just prefers to Bumpei them. He also took the shortcut out of the jumping spider, and he is now moving on to the Great Wall. Never had a problem with the old walked wall, and he doesn't have a problem with the Great Wall. He's never really had a problem with Stage 1, to be quite honest. But now for the Flying Chute. This is something you cannot take lightly, and Noremac is not taking it lightly. Gets a save, takes 2 save jumps there, but he is looking good, and with 26 seconds left on the clock, it looks like he'll be joining his brother in Stage 2. Oh, he almost fell off the side there. That would have been absolutely catastrophic if that had happened. But he's onto the rope ladder, and he's taking his time a little bit there, not really rushing. The klaxon sounds. He's a little bit slow, but he's still going to have enough time left to complete Stage 1, for the 4th tournament in a row. 4 appearances, 4 Stage 1 clears, and 4 times moving on to Stage 2. MasterNoremac once again delivers the goods. It wasn't particularly fast, but he was pretty comfortable on every obstacle. There wasn't really a single point during his run where he looked like he was in danger. And it means he will be joining his brother in Stage 2. While the next competitor at the start line will be confident that he can join MasterNoremac in the 2nd stage based on his current form. The next man to take on the course is iSpiteful. Spiteful making his debut all the way back in Tournament 6 on the old Halo Reach course, and is today making his 12th appearance. Spiteful initially really struggled to get to grips with this course, failing the first stage in all of his first 4 appearances. But following the move to the Halo 4 course, he has been nothing short of a revelation. Of the elite few competitors that competed in all 7 Halo 4 tournaments, Spiteful is the only competitor to beat Stage 1 in all 7. 7 straight Stage 1 clears is an all-time record on this course. He followed that up by making it to the 3rd stage for the first time ever in Tournament 13, and producing a personal best when he made it to the cliffhanger in Tournament 15. He also holds the record for the fastest ever Stage 1 clear, and most consecutive tournament clears, also at 7. All these records mean that Spiteful has been promoted to the rank of All-Star. The question is, will Spiteful put on a performance worthy of an All-Star? And will this famous Halo YouTuber and pro marksman make it 8 straight Stage 1 clears in a row? Or is this the day his record comes to an end? iSpiteful, 12th appearance, hoping to make it 8 clears in a row. That is an unbelievable record if you think about some of the top competitors that compete on this course. Who would have thought it would be a quote-unquote Halo celebrity that has the all-time record on this course? Easily the most successful Halo YouTuber we've had on this course, or professional YouTuber, discounting Smokey Massacre. Of course, Smokey, you're a YouTuber as well, but you don't do this for a living. But Spiteful is looking good at the minute. He's a man who likes to go fast, and hence why he holds the all-time speed record on this course, and he's going fast at the minute, quickly into the jumping spider. Moving through it, not going too fast actually through the spider itself, but he takes the shortcut and heads on to the checkerboard. Since the move to the Xbox One, actually, Spiteful's put a lot more work into his YouTube channel, has actually become a member of the Halo Vanguard. Oh, we forgot to jump off the Great Wall there. He got up to the turret on the first attempt, but didn't get off of it. Good thing he never made it to the final stage, otherwise it could have gone very badly. But now for the flying chute, the last real challenge for him. He's going down it pretty slowly, looking good. No, Spiteful! Oh, Spiteful becomes the latest victim of the flying chute, and it's claimed its biggest scalp yet. Spiteful went slowly down the flying chute, but forgot to save jump, and it means for the first time since Tournament 9, Spiteful is out on Stage 1. His record-breaking run has come to an end. Well, the next man up on the course is someone no one was expecting to compete. A blast from the past. Next up is Urban Angel. This guy hasn't competed since Tournament 10. This is the guy who completed Stage 1 on his debut in Tournament 7 and started off the record run of newcomer success, which has obviously culminated in weaponmatt, making it 11 tournaments in a row we've had a newcomer make it to Stage 2. Urban Angel was the one who started that record off back in Tournament 7. But as I say, he hasn't competed since Tournament 10, which was the first Halo 4 tournament, but he's back today for this new course on the Xbox One, but he has trouble on the pole maze. He's the first competitor we've seen in quite a while that struggled with the pole maze, but he gets up it on the 2nd attempt. And heading on to the jumping spider. Smokey Massacre is watching on in the background. He's just as surprised to see this guy as I am, and he gets into the jumping spider. This is looking very good. Ooh, does a save jump there. He is taking his time. He's already used up a minute of his time already. He needs to pick up the pace here, and he might need to get up this Great Wall in 1. It's a pretty slow run at the minute, but he gets up it on his first attempt. Heading for the flying chute, which just took out Spiteful and has taken out our other all-star game types. Can Urban Angel do this? He lands it! Oh my goodness! This is unbelievable! 22 seconds left on the clock. Urban Angel, where's this guy come from? He's heading down the Tarzan jump, lands onto the rope ladder. This guy has come out of hibernation, or I don't know where he's been, but his first appearance since Tournament 10, and Urban Angel completes Stage 1 with 5 seconds left on the clock. That is incredible. That is unbelievable. Who could have predicted this? Nobody in the world would have expected this. Urban Angel, the former veteran, the former Stage 3 finalist back on the Halo Reach course, making his first appearance since Tournament 10, completes Stage 1. It wasn't the best run, it was a little bit slow, but he still went quickly enough, crucially getting up the Great Wall on his first attempt, and Urban Angel, for the third time in his career, is moving on to Stage 2. Well, following Urban Angel's success, the course fought back, and our next group of competitors did not fare so well. First was Tokisaki Jr. This guy got furthest fastest out of every competitor that failed to complete the Trials course, earning him the number 88. But it didn't help him on the real course as he dropped out on the pole maze. Then we had Saint Iguana. This guy was the first competitor, or had of the competitors that beat the Trials course, he had the slowest clear time, but he had a really weird technique on the jumping spider that didn't pay off. Then we had DHG Fireball, formerly known as Fireballs when he made his debut in the last tournament. He went out on the cross bridge on his debut, and things didn't go well. It almost was a case of deja vu on the third obstacle, as he massively struggled with the pole maze. He got past it eventually and did pick up the pace nicely, but in the end he went too quickly down the flying chute and overshot the landing. Next was Mega Spartaner, or I don't know if that's been spelt right. He did very well on the Trials course, but looked way out of his depth when it came to the real thing, going out on the ball drop. Then we had the New Zealander, Killer the Man. This guy has completed Stage 1 in both of his previous 2 appearances on this course, and qualified with the 7th best time on the Trials course. But like Fireball, he massively struggled with the pole maze, and although he got to the flying chute and got a save jump, it wasn't enough to save him. Next, we had another veteran in Snars who did very well, qualifying with the 6th best clear time on the Trials course, and with his good friend Smokey Massacre watching on, he got to the flying chute quicker than anyone else has so far in the tournament, but he ended up going so quick that he forgot to jump for the pole and crashed out. Finally, we had newcomer Xileration, who had already put on a fantastic debut by getting the 5th fastest clear time in the Trials course to earn himself a very high number, and he kept that speed up throughout the course, but once again it was the flying chute that beat him. Now it is time for the run we have all been waiting to see. This is the most anticipated run of the tournament, as our new Grand Champion does his signature intro as he makes his way to the start line, and he's brought a shotgun along with him as well. This is the run we've been waiting to see. The next man to take on the course is Smokey Massacre, the host of Halo Ninja Warrior, who has been competing since Tournament 5. After years of training, years of trying, so many near misses, and so many heartbreaking failures, Tournament 16 was finally the tournament for Smokey. Obstacle by obstacle, stage by stage, he beat them. He watched all his friends and his fellow All-Stars fail around him, but it didn't stop Smokey. He became only the 2nd competitor in history to make it to the final stage twice, and then he put his Tournament 14 final stage failure behind him, and he scaled the tower to his destiny and became the 2nd ever Grand Champion in the history of Ninja Warrior of Halo. From the lows of failing the rolling ball on his debut back in Tournament 5 to the high of Kanzen Seiha, Smokey has been through it all. The question now is, what is there left for Smokey? Could he really do the unthinkable and achieve total victory for a second time? Will he put on a performance worthy of a grand champion? Smokey Massacre, back for his 12th appearance and his first as a grand champion and his first as the leader of the new All-Stars. He is off on this brand new course. Oh, and it's a bit of a wobbly start. I had to do a save jump on that landing just to be sure. But he's quickly onto the ball drop and smacks it to get it going. Smokey Massacre, his first run since his final stage climb to victory. Look at that on the pole maze. He glided up the pole maze there. That was incredible stuff. He is going very quick at the minute. And now heading for the jumping spider. He's not even stopping for breath. Look at him go. He's going quicker through the jumping spider than some people go on the flat. Now he's heading for the checkerboard. He jumps and bounces through the checkerboard. The only person to bounce through it. The Great Wall, I'll bet you any amount of money, up in one. Oh, good. I could have lost some money there. But now he's onto the flying chute already. And he's going down it fast. You don't want to go down it too fast, Smokey. Oh, but he lands it. Oh, I shouldn't have been worried. 50 seconds left on the clock for the final two obstacles. This is unbelievable. This is the performance of a champion. Smokey is sending out a message. This is how you become a champion. He could be on for a record time here. He is on for a record time. Oh my goodness, Smokey! 33.2 seconds left on the clock. He has taken Spiteful's all-time Stage 1 speed record and ripped it apart. The fastest ever Stage 1 clear time in the history of the course. Smokey Massacre, what an unbelievable performance from Smokey. Didn't get off to the best of starts, having to do a save jump, getting off the rope slider, but everything else was quite literally perfect. He glided through the pole maze. He flew like a spider through the jumping spider. He didn't have any trouble on the flying chute, which has taken out his two fellow All-Stars. And Puma and Snars, watching on in the crowd, were very happy to see Smokey succeed. Well, Puma's happy. Snars, I think, is still mellowing over his failure. But Smokey Massacre, our grand champion, completes Stage 1 yet again. Well, how do you follow on from a performance like that? Good luck, Walking 5099. This is Walking 5099, back for his third appearance. This guy has failed the jump hang in both of his previous two attempts, mainly because he's tried to do it way too fast. This is a man who loves to go fast, but it did pay off for him clearly in the trials course. He got the third best clear time, beating Smokey Massacre's time by 0.2 of a second. He's promised he's going to continue to go for speed on this course, but I doubt it's going to be anything nearly as fast as Smokey just went on Stage 1. But he's looking good at the minute as he heads for the jumping spider. He's failed a trampoline obstacle in both his previous two attempts, but he doesn't fail the jumping spider. Finally, he puts his speed to good use, and he also takes the shortcut to get out of it. And he also jumps through the checkerboard. All right, nobody in the whole tournament has jumped into the checkerboard yet, and then we get two at once. It's like buses. Now for the Great Wall. Oh, he doesn't get up it on the first attempt, though. But he gets up it on the second attempt. First mistake he'd made, but he's still looking very good here as he heads for the flying chute. This is the obstacle he was worried about, but he goes down it quite slowly, and he lands right in the middle of it. Nicely done. Didn't even need a save jump. Walking 5099, two previous attempts, and he's gone out on the jump hang both times, but a brand new course, and it looks like he's going to be beating Stage 1 for the first time ever. Maybe he's just allergic to jump hangs. 20 seconds left. He's obviously not going to beat Spiteful Smokey's record time, but he is going to get the second fastest clear time in this tournament with 15 seconds left on the clock. Walking 5099. Never beaten Stage 1 previously, But a new course, a new era, brings with it a new man in walking 5099. He looked pretty comfortable on all of the obstacles, I would say, and was especially impressive here on the jumping spider, considering his trouble he's had previously with the trampoline. He did have to take 2 attempts at the Great Wall though, but he still managed to get home with the second fastest time so far, and he will be moving on to stage 2. And now it is the turn of our final All-Star on stage 1. Next up is Elite MKB, the pro racer and one of the most consistent competitors ever on this show. Elite is today making his 13th appearance on the course, and in 12 previous appearances he's beaten stage 1 8 times and made it to the 3rd stage 6 times. Only Re95 and Drago is Sick have completed those stages more times than Elite. His success and his consistency have meant that he has earned the final All-Star spot out of the new group of All-Stars going into the Xbox One. Despite his success though, he is a man well known for his speed, and sometimes it has led to some of the most outrageous and shocking failures in the history of the show, such as his jump hang failure in Tournament 14, and in the last tournament, where out of the 22 competitors that made it to Stage 2, he failed the earliest out of all of them when he went too fast through the spider walk. So the question is, will speed kill once again for Elite, or will he show the maturity needed to get through this brand new Stage 1 and put on a performance worthy of an All-Star? Elite MKB, a pro racer making his 13th appearance and looking to complete Stage 1 for the 9th time in his career. And he is off. 110 seconds for 9 obstacles. He's a man who likes to go fast, and he was determined actually to get the number 100 by getting the fastest clear time on the trials course. He didn't get that because one other person beat him, and also because unmitigating circumstances mean that the number 100 is going to somebody else, as you will see very soon. But Elite has still got the number 98, which is his joint highest number he's ever received before, and he is the last of our All-Stars. Now he's heading for the jumping spider, not taking any time with it, and quickly into it. These new obstacles, this whole course is made up of new obstacles, but it is not phasing Elite, although he is taking a little bit of time through the spider here. Rather ironically, actually, he's a man who always likes to go fast, but it always seems to fall apart in the middle of his run, particularly on the walked wall, because he normally has to take several attempts at the walked wall, so any hopes he has of getting the fastest time get dashed, and it probably already has been dashed. He had to take 2 attempts at that Great Wall, but now he's on to the flying chute. This has taken out so many competitors so far, including 2 of his other All-Stars, and he is really taking his time here. Is he taking too much time? What on earth is this technique from Elite? Oh, he just about makes it. That is one of the weirdest techniques I've seen. But is he taking too long here? Look at the time, 20 seconds left. He's walking. Come on, Elite. You need to pick up the pace here, or you're not going to make it. Come on. 10 seconds as he lands the rope ladder. I don't think he's going to make this. Elite MKB, our brand new All-Star. The man who loves to go fast, but he's not gone fast enough. He's out of time right at the end of the finish. Oh, he was crossing the bridge as the clock hit 0. Elite MKB. Oh, that's absolutely devastating. How can you beat this entire course? All these new obstacles, how can you beat all of them and then come up short right at the finish line? That is absolutely devastating. He started out very strong, as he always does. He was going fast, but it started to fall apart here on the Great Wall when he had to take 2 attempts to get up it. And then on the flying chute, he took way too long to get into it. He was obviously pretty worried about the obstacle, and he had a very weird technique. It did work, but then he took even more time to get off the flying chute. And then he ultimately came up just short. His fellow all-star Smokey Massacre was waiting to celebrate with him at the finish line, but there was no celebration. Elite will not be moving on to the second stage. Our all-star comes up short at the finish line. Well, next up is the man who got the fastest clear time on the Trials course and is our #1 speedster. This is Kurismic. This is the famous Halo player. I'm not sure, is he a YouTuber or is he a streamer? I'm not sure, but this is the famous Halo player, Kurismic, a man who likes to go fast, and he's clearly built for... Look at him going! This is a fast start already. Shooting the rolling ball, and gets through it nicely onto the pole maze. Oh my goodness, what was that? Brilliant stuff from Kurismic. He's living up to his tag of being the fastest man. Can he join weaponmatt as the second newcomer on stage 2? He's going right for the jumping spider. He's all over the place, but he's into it. No, but he falls short. Oh, he's out. Let's take a moment to have a look at stage 1's Ninja Killer. Every obstacle on this stage 1 is brand new and has all caused problems for our competitors, particularly the first 3 obstacles, with the rope slider taking out 19 competitors, the ball drop taking out 20 competitors, and the pole maze taking out 17 competitors. But actually, it's the jumping spider which has caused the most problems, which is a bit surprising, to be honest, because the first competitor to attempt it, Iron Boat champion, managed to beat it, and we didn't get a failure on the obstacle until our 34th runner. Nevertheless, 22 competitors out of the 43 that have attempted it so far have failed this obstacle, including 5 veterans who have been to stage 2 or further in the past, including 3 that have failed it in today's episode. So without doubt, the jumping spider has been the ninja killer on this stage 1. Beware, competitors, the jumping spider reigns supreme. And now we have reached the final runner of stage 1, and a truly bittersweet moment, not just in Ninja Warrior of Halo history, but also Halo jumping history. The final competitor to take on stage 1 is XxAlfaPumaxX, the godfather of Halo jumping. The man who has competed longer on Halo jumping courses than any other competitor in the history of the sport, and who has been competing on this course since Tournament 4. Things haven't always gone his way, as he has suffered several shocking early exits, including once going out on the rolling ball back in Tournament 9. But for all the failures, he has also had plenty of success on this course. He's been to the 3rd stage 5 times in the past, with his best ever performance coming in Tournament 15. But, and I say this with a very heavy heart, has announced 1 week prior to this tournament starting that this tournament will be his final appearance before he retires from Halo jumping. His final ever appearance on a jump course. But what a career he has had. was the face of Spartan Warrior, the original Halo jumping course, the course that ripped every competitor apart that attempted it. Made the obstacles look easy, making it to the 2nd and 3rd stage more times than any other competitor in the history of that show. So successful was he that he was considered by many to be the champion that never became a champion. But he's also had plenty of success on this course. And it goes nicely. And he's going down the rolling ball nicely, and he's done it. And he's going for the jump hang, he jumps, and he hangs. What about the warped wall? He does it in 1! Come on, Can double go out with a bang? Double the most experienced Halo jumper in the history of Halo jumping. The man who has been the pioneer for Halo jumping. The man who has never achieved total victory or even been to a final stage on a major jumping course, is about to make his final appearance. The champion that never became a champ. That is how successful he has been. That is how loved he is on these jumping courses. He's about to make his final appearance on stage 1 of a jumping course. Can he go out with a bang? Double ump, your time is now 110 seconds for 9 obstacles. Let's go! First up is the rope slider, which he gets down nicely and is heading for the ball drop. All of these obstacles, like everyone else, they are new to Ump, this brand new course. As we enter the new era, the man from the past is preparing to say goodbye, but we were going to send him out. Oh, that was close on the pole maze. That was a risky technique, but he just about did enough. The man who's been around longer, the face of Halo jumping, is about to say goodbye as we enter the new era of Halo jumping on the Xbox One. But he's having one last crack before he retires. He wants to go out on a high note. He flies through the checkerboard and is heading for the Great Wall. He's attempted plenty of warped walls in his time. Oh, but he can't get up this Great Wall on the first attempt. Come on, Ump. Second attempt, he's got it. He's got plenty of time in hand, but now for the flying chute. This was the one obstacle he was a little bit worried about, and it has taken out countless veterans so far. But can Ump do it? Yes, he can! He gets the safe jump, and he's out the other side. The course is glowing for Ump Double Ump. There was no way he wasn't going to be number 100 on his final ever appearance on Ninja Warrior of Halo. His final ever appearance on a Halo jumping course. And he is making sure he goes out on a high note. Ump Double Ump makes it to the Oh, he jumped over the bridge. No, that was a bit... you're not supposed to do that, Ump. But Ump Double Ump still makes it with 12.6 seconds left on the clock. Ump Double Ump completes stage 1 one last time. This brand new course could not stop him. He was a little bit close on the pole maze, as you can see here. He went forward rather than up, but he still had enough height to get into the head slide. And apart from taking 2 attempts at the Great Wall, he was comfortably gonna make it, and he had plenty of time left on the clock, and Ump Double Ump will get one final crack at the second stage. And it's high fives and celebrations all around. Even I've come out of the tank to come and celebrate with Ump. Will Ump go all the way on his final ever appearance? And with that, guys, we have come to the end of stage 1. 100 competitors came with dreams of achieving total victory, but you could tell from the very first run that it wasn't going to be easy. One by one, our competitors were wiped out, and the success we saw in the last tournament was forgotten as the course took its revenge in style. And although we did see 6 competitors complete stage 1 in this episode, they were littered amongst countless top veterans who failed to complete the stage. In fact, not since Tournament 10 have we seen so few competitors complete stage 1. But we do have 7 moving on, and each one has a different story to tell. Lethal Lizard, the brother of MasterNoremac, who's been trapped in his brother's shadow for so long in his career, took the limelight for himself as he flew through all the obstacles and made history by becoming the first ever competitor to complete stage 1 on the Xbox One. The newcomer weaponmatt, who's already established himself in the Halo jumping community, made sure that it was 11 tournaments in a row that we will have a newcomer moving on to stage 2. The other brother, MasterNoremac, the rising star on this course, made sure that he was be joining his brother in the next stage. He took his time and was a little slow, but still made it 4 clears in 4 appearances. Then, surely the most shocking and unexpected clear of them all, Urban Angel, who hasn't competed since Tournament 10, made a triumphant return and made it look like he'd never been away, to make it to the second stage for the third time in his career. That was then followed by an equally unexpected success in walking 5099. Twice before he's gone out on the jump hang, but he had no trouble with any of the obstacles today and came home with the second fastest time, and like weaponmatt, will be moving on to stage 2 for the first time. Then we had the grand champion Smokey Massacre, who made an unbelievable return. He didn't just beat this course, he absolutely eviscerated it to clear stage 1 with the fastest ever clear time in the history of the show. And in doing so, Smokey will also be the only all-star moving on to the second stage. Finally, we had Double Ump, the man who has been in Halo jumping longer than any other competitor, took on stage 1 for the final time. But for once in his career, it didn't end in tragedy. Double Ump managed to get through all of the obstacles and will be taking on stage 2 one last time with his dreams of achieving total victory. There's confirmation, with Smokey Massacre getting the fastest time by more than 18 seconds, whilst MasterNoremac came in with the slowest time. The journey is far from over though. These 7 survivors must now take on a brand new second stage, which, like the first, is filled with new obstacles looking to end the dreams of our 7 survivors. These 7 heroes will have to summon up all their courage, all their determination, all their skill once again if they want to get through this new second stage and move on to the third stage, which also has plenty of surprises waiting in store for them. Do any of them have what it takes to go all the way and achieve total victory? Join us next time, guys, to find out. But until then, I've been HuntUnit751. I hope you've enjoyed this episode, and we'll see you guys next time. Take care, guys.